them. We'll start with the Google Sheet. Oh, I did not mean to do that. There we go. Okay. So you can look at yours if you want. So the work that you show for these problems by doing them mentally, j'enseigne, is to use one of these rules, okay? Now, which of these rules should you be able to explain on the quiz? The times 100 rule you should be able to explain, right? If the number you're getting, like this one, you could use the times 100 rule for problem number 1 also. Just do 30 times 7 because there's 7 hundreds in your number that you're getting the percent of, okay? You could also use that one for number 7. It's probably even better to use that for number 7 because 15% is a little bit hard to get. Okay, 5% rule you don't need to worry about. 10% rule definitely. 50% and 25%. 25% is a little harder. Okay, but I will tell you, I will ask you about one of these 3 rules on the quiz on Wednesday. Either how to use the times 100, the 10%, or the 50%. And I'm going to ask you how to use it. I'm not going to have you use it because you could just use a calculator and cheat like Jasenia did, okay, or Olivia, okay, when we were doing these problems, all right? Today, you can start using a calculator, all right? So I know you'll be happy about that. So 10% rule times 4, 10% rule times 8. 50% of a number is half, right? Divide the number by 2. Where's my slider? Ah! It's because I was on the Zoom button, wasn't I? Control minus. Oh man, now it's all freaked out on me. What happened? Gosh, look at this, is just terrible. What a disaster. Man, I can't even fix it.
Mr. Riley?
What?
I was wondering is it okay if it's like estimated?
It's supposed to be estimated at the bottom.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
But at the top it doesn't say that. Why? What did you estimate?
I estimated 52. I got 60.
It's blurry.
Yeah, I know. It's zoomed in. I can't fix it. I'm trying.
Try.
What a disaster. Let's try this. Try opening it up again. All right. Now be nice to me now. I will do one. See, look at up here. It's all.
Hit reset over there.
Yeah, I got you. Thank you. Use this Zoom. There we go. Okay. So none of these first ones, who asked about the estimating?
Terry.
So none of these first ones, the instructions weren't to estimate on any of the first ones. You wouldn't really need to estimate. You could estimate this one and make this 500, I guess, if you wanted to. Okay, but it'll definitely tell you to estimate, or it'll say about in the question, like about what percent is this? Then you can round off the numbers. Okay, and you can make them easy numbers to use. If it doesn't say to estimate, then you're really looking to give the exact percent, which is kind of what you were supposed to do for all of these. Okay, but I will tell you that like 75% where you have to get 25%, and you can either add it to 50% or you can multiply it by 3 when you get 25%, which is half of a half. Okay, that's a pretty tough one. And basically, if you can't do these quickly in your head, then there's no real reason to know how to do them, right? Just pull out your calculator. All right. So really, I'm giving this last assignment was really for people who can do that stuff in their head, which some of you can, I know. All right, moving on. Let's see. And others of you have a lot of trouble with that. Now, what you should definitely be able to do, though, is when you're told to estimate something, to round off the numbers, round off the number to something that's easy to work with. So $79.99, obviously, you're going to say that's $80. And 10%, move the decimal point one place or take off a 0. Okay? Any questions on this work? Yes.
How'd you get the equal sign to look like that?
How did I put the squiggly equal sign in there? You have to insert a symbol. So you go to insert and is it symbols?
Special characters, maybe?
Where did I get that? I don't remember.
What are you looking for?
To how I got this little squiggly equal sign.
Special characters.
Yeah, where are the, because I'm not in a text box. Right, special characters.
And then you put an equal sign.
And you just find it. I'm in the zooming thing, which if I hit it again, I'll do something stupid. Let me get back to the cursor. There we go. Yeah, so if I was in the text box here, and like sometimes.
I would just copy and paste it.
Yeah, once I put one in, where'd it go? Once I put one of them in, then I just copy. So I think it's in math, right? There's math characters.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got to look for it. I don't know, it's someplace. Oh, down here in the equal sign. Look at all these different equal signs there are. All kinds of weird things. Right there it is. Whoops, not that one. Anyway, that's how you do it.
Okay.
Okay, so any questions? Other questions? What do you need to be able to do for the quiz? If I ask you, how do you get 10% of a number without a calculator? You would have to answer that question. Aron, the answer is?
Well, I would multiply it by 100 and then times 10, because that's easier than,
That would be way.
I mean, divide it by 100 times 10.
Okay, but,
Because when you divide it by 100, it gets you 1%, and you times it by 10.
well, right, but how do you divide it by 100 in your head? How do you do, what do you do? Like, for this problem here, like,
Which one?
like 20% of $580, of $80, 20% of $80.
20% of 80?
Yeah.
I would, like, get it in, like, 100, and it's easy, and it would go into decimals, definitely.
Okay, but so that someone else answered. There's an easier way. Divide by 10 to get the 10% rule. How do you divide by 10?
Move the decimal place one.
Move the decimal place one place,
Or you take off a zero.
right? Or if, yeah, well, this is kind of the same thing, right? But if there's zeros, you can just take off a zero. That's dividing by 10.
How'd you get on that thing that
What? This? This is the answer key. I opened up my answer key document.
You just posted.
Oh, I posted it.
It's usually when I can really see the problem.
No, it just
No, it
posted.
Oh, you can just view though. You can't, yeah, just post it, right? Because I know. So I'm gonna post the other answer keys posted now also. Let's go on to, so there's, yeah, what's his name? TikToker there on my sheet. All right, let's go to the book. Book problems.
Yeah, I need those.
Where did I put that thing?
Don't give me the wood,
Um,
just show me the equations.
Where did I put the book answers? Here?
On Google Classroom.
Nope, right there. Yeah, I did post them there. Okay, so page 115.
Hold on, let me get this.
More estimating problems, okay? More estimating problems. And these, a lot of these you had to change the numbers to make them easy numbers to do in your head. Like 47%, not gonna do that. I'll make that 50%. Okay, which I can then get half of 70. Sometimes the book has different, like the book, we talked about this, the book uses fractions to get things in your head. I don't expect anyone to do that. I use the 10% rule, right? So make this 40%, 10%, 10% of 120 is 12, right? And then multiply it by 4 to get 48. 20% of 90. This one, 65%, you could make that 2/3, make it 67% and divide by 3 if you wanted to. Or most likely you would make it 70% and use the 10% rule. Again, all these problems we're gonna learn how to do today with a calculator, and you don't have to do any of this stuff in your head. 70% of 240, 130% of 50, right? So if it's greater than 100%, your answer is going to be bigger than this number, right? More than 100% is more than the number you started with. Number 7. What?
Could see in other people.
Hey, some other people have gotten here. Good. I'm glad they woke up. 225%. You could do for this one, or you could do, well, yeah, so 225%. 200% is 2 times this number, right? So 200% is 2 times the number. And then 25% divide this number by 4. That's because a quarter is 1/4 of the number. And number 9, 0.4%, that's a half of 1%. So you find 1% by moving the decimal 2 places, divide by 100, and then take half of that. Number 13, you can either do 2/3, because 67% is 2/3. So divide by 3 and multiply by 2. Or, whoops. Yeah, times 2. Where's the times 2, doofus? Oh, my answers are so wrong on this one.
You want me to?
No, me. My answers are so wrong. Okay, then 3 times 2 equals 6. Or over here, 0.9 times 7. 0.9 times 7 is not 2.7. What's 0.9 times 7? 6.3. Yikes, Riley.
I tried checking my work with my Google Home Mini. My Google Home Mini is kind of dumb.
Well, it depends on how you ask the questions. Okay. This one, very, very clear. I could ask you on the quiz, hey, how would you do 54% of 76.8 without a calculator? And you would say, make it 50% of 80, and then divide 80 in half, or take half of 80. Okay, that's how you do it in your head. 10% of 240, 24. Another one I could ask you on the. Okay, then a couple real world problems. Rhinoceros is 3.8% as much as the mother. The mother weighs 3.75 tons. So I estimated this to be 4% of 4 tons, which is 0.16 tons. Or if you wanted to, you could convert tons to pounds. Each ton is 2,000 pounds. And you could get 320 pounds. I wouldn't expect you to do this.
I got that right. I just put the
Unicorns
decimal
are
point, the
real.
decimal point in the wrong place.
Well, so it's off by 10 times as much, though, if the decimal point's in the wrong place. What did you say, 1.6 tons?
I did 0.4. I didn't put the 0.0.
Oh, here. Yeah, so 1%, right? 1%, you have to move the decimal point 2 places to get 1%, dividing by 100. And then the last one, you use 30% of 40 muscles to smile. About 30% of about 40 muscles, which is 12 muscles.